While the World Health Organization warns nearly 2.5 billion people worldwide will develop hearing problems by 2050, yesterday marked World Hearing Day. Now, the Ear Institute is calling on people to take simple steps to protect their hearing. This includes avoiding exposure to loud noise, seeking medical attention for hearing problems, and wearing ear protection when necessary. So for more on this, we're joined now by Institute's Head of Audiology and Speech Language Therapy, Jane DeSmith. Jane, thank you so much for your time and a very good morning to you. How many of us actually take the brave decision to get our ears, number one, checked out on a regular basis, but also number two, to start admitting when we start seeing signs of some kind of hearing loss? I think a lot of us go through this, but nobody's brave enough to actually say, you know what, let me go and actually verify what's going on with my hearing.
Hi, Faith. Thanks so much. Yes, it is a problem that people have to really admit that they are starting to hear less, specifically in social situations. They're withdrawing and becoming isolated. And we're not only talking about the elderly population. Hearing loss affects all ages, and it's difficult often for people to admit that they have a problem. And the first step is really just making the appointment, contacting your audiologist, your nearest ear institute, and making the appointment to have your hearing checked. It's a simple test, it's non-invasive, and it can really make a massive difference to your quality of life if you get the help that you need.
Yeah. But then on the other side of it, of course, it's about the different kind of measures that we actually take to protect our ears from possibly developing hearing loss. Now, I'm speaking to you as a broadcaster. I already have an earpiece in my ear. During the week, I've got headphones around me. And so noise is a constant feature in my life, in my career. How many of us are confronted with that very same reality, and to what extent does it actually contribute to losing your hearing?
Absolutely, Faith. So, well, with the pandemic, the start of the pandemic, many of us were on Zoom calls and working from home. And so the incidence of noise exposure that causes a permanent hearing loss because of unhealthy use of earbuds, headphones, is really on the rise. And it's something that people should really take notice of and be very mindful of. So if we're talking about noise exposure, we're talking about anything above 85 decibels for a prolonged period of time. So with headphones can go up to 110 decibels. So if we're talking about noise exposure at 85 and your headphones can go up to 110, you really need to take care in not setting your headphone volume or your earbud volume at more than 50% or 60% at the most of the volume, because you can really damage your hearing with that constant noise exposure. Another good tip is to hold your headphones at arm's length away, and if you can still hear whatever's coming out of the headphones, then they're too loud. That's a very easy way to test whether your headphones are too loud or not. So increased exposure to noise, any noise, headphones or any other noise, people in working environments where there's constant noise need to wear ear protection, because that is our way of preventing hearing loss that could be prevented.
Yeah. Jane, is there any way of being able to reverse hearing loss? Like, can we actually fix the damage that could potentially be done?
So once there's damage to hearing loss, in very few cases, it can be helped with some medication, but that depends on the type of hearing loss. And that's why I say your first port of call is your audiologist. They will do the referral to an ENT specialist if necessary. But most cases of hearing loss are permanent and are not able to be reversed. But there are options to help with hearing loss. Hearing aids, cochlear implants if it's a severe to profound hearing loss. So there are so many things that we can do to help individuals who have hearing loss and to increase their quality of life and their time with their loved ones, and, you know, being able to work again, answer the phone. There's so much that we can do for people who have a hearing loss. And the stigma of having a hearing loss, that's what we as professionals try try and get across is that there's nothing wrong with having a hearing loss, and there's so much that we can do to help you.
Jane, much appreciated. I know that the awareness continues, especially as we're looking at commemorating that World Hearing Day more than anything else, just helping us understand that we all need a moment to actually check out our hearing. Jane Smith from the Ear Institute.